everybody. My name's John, and I am an alcoholic. And I honestly tell you, when I came here, I didn't know that. But, I'm probably about as ill-prepared tonight as you can get, because I forgot all about Steve asking me. Usually I go through the week, and at least think about it. That way I think about a few things I want to say. When Richard and I pulled up, I almost dropped him off and went on over to the Alanon meeting. I thought, oh shit, I better not do that. I don't have to talk too much about drinking, because none of us knew how to drink anyways. If we did, we wouldn't be here. Or at least I wouldn't be here. I don't know about the rest of you. I come here, I come through the court system. A lot of people think that's bad, but I don't think that's too bad, because if it wouldn't have been for that, I may never have come. And when they told me I had to go to a couple AA meetings a week, I thought that was the worst damn penalty I got that day. And of course I didn't know anything about the AA meetings or alcoholism or any of that, because I was like Gary read in the book there. I always thought I could handle it. I could always take care of it if I wanted to, but I never did. And I didn't see anything wrong with that. For some reason, I thought the way I drank, I just fit in with everybody else. But I guess I was too drunk to see that I didn't fit in with nobody. I can remember for a long time I would get drunk. Well, I first of all, I think I was born an alcoholic. Because when I was younger, now I'm sure I had a drink before that, tasted it. But when I was about 14, I think, I don't know, 13, 15, it don't matter. I had a guy gave me and my brothers a bottle of whiskey. I think he wanted to see what kind of face we'd make when we drank that. And we all made an ugly face, but anyways, he was feeding cattle in the barn there, and my brothers went with him, and all the things he had to do. Well, they had a water tank there, and it didn't have a float or nothing on it. They just filled it up every day, and he asked me if I would watch that. So I sat down on a bale of hay, and that whiskey bottle was beside me, and I was going to watch the tank there so it didn't run over. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I got this funny feeling. Only it wasn't a funny feeling; it was a great feeling. I loved it, because I was never very big, and I was always kind of shy. We didn't have much when we were young, and never got to go to many places. And I all of a sudden I started feeling pretty big. I started feeling pretty popular. All of a sudden I just knew all of a sudden the girls all liked me, and I could dance, and and I thought, damn, if that's the kind of feeling I got from that one little swig, I thought, well, shit, it's here. So I took me another drink, and another drink, and another drink. I don't know how many I took, but it probably didn't take very much. But pretty soon I was drunk as hell. And every time I took another drink, I just felt that much better. And I can honestly say that the feeling I got in that barn that day was the best feeling I ever got from alcohol. Because I chased that feeling for 30-some years after that, and I never quite got that same feeling back. It was like every time I drank, there was a little bit of that positive went away every time. Until at some point, there was more negative than positive. But I know when I started drinking, and I was having trouble going to work and drinking, or going to work after I drank. And I figured out pretty early that if I wanted to drink, I needed money. And the only way I could get money was to go to work. And if I drank half of the night, I wouldn't get up and go to work. So Instead of that, when I got off work about 5 or 6 in the evening, I just went uptown and got drunk. I mean, as drunk as I could get, as fast as I could get. Because if I went home about 7, 8 o'clock, passed out, I could get up and go to work the next day. I thought, well, hell, that didn't work out bad. So I did that for a long, long time. But, at some point in my drinking, I figured out there was something wrong with the way I drank. Because I always thought that other people did the same thing I did, but they didn't. And I got tired of what I was doing. So I'd get up in the morning, and of course I had a hangover. Now one thing kept me drinking is I never got a headache. I to this day do not know what a headache is. But, oh God, did I get a stomach ache. But anyways, I got up and I would think, okay, today's going to be different. I'm either not going to drink or I'm not going to drink as much or, I'm going to go home earlier and stuff. And by the time I got ready to go to work, for a long time, I worked in farm drainage. And what we did just about exclusively, all them Ohio farmers went to Indiana and bought all that land, cheap land, but it wasn't developed. So we were over there working 10, 11 months out of the year. And before I'd leave in the morning, I'd start thinking about where we was working over there. And when we got off work, was I going to be close to the north side so I could stop at the north side liquor store or the south side and come in and stop at the south side liquor store. And it didn't take long. And I had a couple guys that I worked with there. Unfortunately, they drank the way I did. And when we stopped, it was a couple pints or half pints and some beer. That only got us back to the shop, and then we usually went up to the bar and finished it off. But I never, I always wanted to justify, you know, if I could justify what I did, then I thought, I can keep doing it, because I'm right. Well, I wasn't right. I'm still not right, but in a different way. And I was figured if I could justify it, then I could just keep doing it. And I really didn't get in much trouble, but there was a lot of things that happened that I didn't see. I was 46 years old before I got married. And that was probably because there was nobody to have me. They'd see me drinking, and women would run the other direction. Or the ones that wouldn't run, I didn't want to get married to anyways. But anyways, and it's stuff like that. And even that, I didn't see anything wrong with that. All them guys that drank and stuff, hell, they'd pat me on the back, say, you're lucky, you're not married. I always thought I was lucky, but I don't think I was. But anyways, the drinking caused all kinds of trouble, but I never seen it. Everything that came at me, I never seen it coming. I ran right into all kinds of trouble, and I not once seen anything wrong with what I was doing. I thought everybody did what I did, and I didn't realize after I quit drinking and got around, there's more people that don't drink, or don't drink very much, than there is that drinks. And for sure there wasn't many that drank the way I did. Of course, I shouldn't say that. I got a whole room here that probably did. And that's all right. We're here now. But like I said, I got the nudge from the judge. And I don't think afterwards, well, when I got that, I thought, like I said, I thought that was horrible. And so I was going to come here, and I had just the right attitude that I wasn't going to participate, wasn't going to talk to anybody. I was just going to sit and endure this, and when it was over, then I could do whatever I wanted to do. And you know, I didn't drink in that time, but it wasn't because I didn't want to drink. It was because I thought I was unlucky and I was going to get caught. As soon as I drink, I thought, I'll get caught and I'll get in more trouble. And I was scared to death because I thought I was going to prison the way it was. And I thought, well, if I get caught drinking, they'll give me them 3 years that they had hanging over my head. So I didn't drink, which was probably God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. Because, you know, in that time when I came and stuff, and when the fog started lifting after a while, and then I seen what kind of life I was leading. And then I started to see what kind of life I could lead, you know. And I thought about things, you know, and it wasn't that I was poor, but I sure as hell had a lot less money than I could have had. You know, if you think about all I spent drinking and drugging and stuff. And a guy told me one day, he said, you don't really know what it was like for me. He said, because I took these drugs, and I laughed. I said, I took a whole truckload of them. I liked LSD and speed because that's the stuff that kept me awake so I could drink longer and drink more. But my main problem was the alcohol, not the drugs. I often said if I went to a Reds ball game with somebody that drank, I went to the Reds ball game because that's what they did. I went along to be part of. And if somebody took drugs and drank, I did it too, just so I could be part of the group. You know, I wanted to fit in somewhere. And I think that was probably one of my main problems. I didn't really fit in, or at least I thought I didn't fit in. I probably didn't really, if you look at it. I'm sure to most people I didn't fit in at all. But I was afraid I didn't fit in anywhere. So I was going to do anything I had to fit in. So whatever them people did, I did it too. Didn't matter if it was good or bad. And boy, there was a lot of bad in there. I hate to tell you some of the stuff I went along with. But anyways, I come, and after a while, I liked not drinking. Because when I was drinking, I always thought I had to do something about it, but I never could. And that spark must have still been in here somewhere, because after I stopped drinking here a while, it didn't take long, and I wanted to keep, you know. I could always stop drinking, but I couldn't stay stopped. But somehow when I came here, I figured out how to, you know, keep it up. And that was all right. My life got better. I think about things when I was drinking that today it either seems funny or didn't, or I thought it was funny then, but it's not funny after I sobered up. I got a daughter, and she was about, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, and I took her and her half-sister and my nephew swimming out on the north side of the lake. Had some friends up there, had some cottages, and I took them out swimming for a while. Well, then I got thirsty, so I went up on the bank, have a drink, and I told them they had to play right along the edge. You know, don't go out very far. So that lasted a little bit, and my daughter come up there, and she looked at me. She folded her hands like this. She said, Dad, did you come up here to be with your friends, or did you come up here to drink beer? You know, and all the crowd, we all laughed. We thought it was funny she said that. But you know, after I got sober and I thought about that, and I thought, that wasn't funny. It was a 7-year-old kid seeing what I was doing, and I didn't. She was smarter than I was. And that was part of what, when I came here, like I said, I didn't know nothing about alcoholism or anything. When I come here, I found out that most of my problem is what goes on up here. I didn't just drink like an alcoholic, I thought like an alcoholic. I made everything in my life revolve around alcohol. I just told you how I went to work and drank early so I could keep drinking and keep going to work and keep drinking. Well, I did that with a lot of things in my life. My family got tired of me. Christmas, we'd have Christmas, and I either didn't show up or I showed up so drunk I didn't know I was there anyways, and of course they made up excuses. They were my best enablers, especially my mom. She always told everybody, oh, it's just a phase he's going through. He'll get over it. But it wasn't a phase. It was a disease. Now, when I come and they said it was a disease, I thought, what are you people, nuts? Drinking ain't no disease. And I thought I don't know. I thought I was unlucky, mostly. So, and AA sneaks up on you. The good parts. I, uh, I went to court and I was on probation for 3 years. And I came here, and after a year, well, I'll tell you, I'll start here. In February, when they had the Super Bowl, my PO called me and said, John, go down to the police station and take a breathalyzer. I thought, what for? You nuts? You know I'm not drinking. I'd been sober about a year then. But I went anyways, and when I got done and I went back to see her about 2 weeks later, I said, did you think I was drinking? And she said, no, absolutely not. I thought, why did you send me there then? She said, I'm going to go before the judge and see if I can get you off probation. And she had a box there beside her, and she kept all them slips I gave her. Now, I was ordered to do 2 meetings a week. And I can tell you, after about 6 months, I was doing between 8 and 10 or 11 meetings a week. But she kept all them slips. And when I came that day, she got that box out. And then she told me, she said, when I go before that judge, I need some ammunition. She said, I can't go there and just say, let's take him off probation. He's such a nice guy. That wasn't going to work. And she said, I got to tell him that. And she told me early on, she said, she apologized to me one day. She said, I shouldn't have been so hard on you, she said, but I'm not used to anybody like you. She said, when I tell you to do something, you did it. She said, my other people don't do that. But she said, I go up and tell the judge you did everything, you paid all your fines, you did everything. I had to go through anger management, and all them uh, attendance slips I had. And she said, and now she said, I got this here that says, you weren't drinking on Super Bowl Sunday, she said. So I did that, and about maybe a month later, I went back to see her. She handed me a thing and said I was off probation. And I know if I wouldn't have come to AA, I'd have never got that. If I wouldn't have come to AA, I don't think I'd have made it not drinking for a year, much less getting off probation. So, and my family likes me better, believe it or not. Uh, I got married to a woman that had 3 boys, and I'm not going to judge anybody, so I won't say how rotten 2 of them are. But they didn't like me because they seen me drink, and I don't blame them. And 2 of them didn't care because they were kind of the way I was, but one of them wasn't, and he did care. And through the time after I stopped drinking and I got better, me and him got to be pretty close, and we're real close today. and that's a benefit I never looked for. Didn't know I was going to get. Um, I just thought of something I was going to say and then I forgot. I guess that's what's still wrong with my brain a little bit. But I ain't going to think, huh?
I was going to leave if you're done.
Well,
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong clock.
I can tell you this much. If alcohol is I asked, I said, well, how do you know you're supposed to be here? And somebody said, if alcohol is causing a problem in your life, you need to be here. And I knew it caused a problem in my life. That was pretty obvious. And and after a while, and I want to tell you something about a guy showed me what AA was like. Early in my sobriety, my mom died, and some people came to the funeral home. Gary came. I kind of expected that. He kind of knew the family anyways, and my sponsor and a couple other local people here, and this one guy from St. Mary's came, and I didn't hardly know him at the time. I got to know him afterwards. But he came and he went over there and he asked me how I was doing and stuff. I said, okay. I shook his hand and thanked him for coming. And I thought afterwards, I thought, boy, why did he come? I don't hardly know him. And then his home group was St. Mary's, and the next week I went to St. Mary's and he was out front with all the guys smoking. And when I pulled up, he came across the parking lot to meet me. And he met me halfway across and asked me how I was doing and stuff. I got done. I said, John, I said, you surprised me when you came to the funeral home. I said, we didn't really know each other that well. I said, you caught me a little off guard there. I said, I didn't expect that. And he said, he said, I had to come. He said, I didn't know if you were all right. Well, he said, I had to come to make sure you was okay. And that told me something about AA I never forgot. Because in my whole life, nobody ever did anything like that just for me. When he did that, I made me feel good. I got so many stories I could tell you about a guy I drank with and I didn't see for a number of years. And when I seen him, he wanted me to have a drink with him for old time's sake. He was there with a couple other friends. We was at a picnic, actually. And I wouldn't drink a beer. And one of the other guys, he said, well, John doesn't drink anymore. That guy looked at me and he said, you fucking liar. And afterwards, one of them other guys, he said, didn't that piss you off? I said, well, I didn't like it, but, I said, I didn't have nobody to blame but myself. Because the last time he seen me, that's what I showed him, that I was a damn drunk. And that's the only thing he knew about me. So, and that taught me. That's something I learned here, that no matter what happens, I got to look and see if there's anything in there that I had part in, And I learned that when something happened or something wasn't going right, when I approached it, I had a big can of gas in my hand. And I made damn sure that fire was as big as I could make it. And I made sure everything got blown out of proportion. So, huh? Yeah, I just, they said, look at what your part in it is. And usually, or I shouldn't say usually, in my case, every time, I had some kind of part in it. I was great at making it worse. So, I guess I'm about done. But I'll tell you today that if nobody told you they love you, I'll tell you I love each and every one of you. Because I know what you went through. And I hope you make it. I've seen too many people come here and leave. And good people. And then the next thing I read about them is they're on their way to jail or they're on their way to the morgue. And They didn't deserve a life like that. And for some reason, God must have thought I didn't deserve that. Because my relationship with God before I came here was like, okay, get me out of this fix, and I'm going to be a good Catholic, and I'm going to go to church, and you'll see me change, which was a damn lie, because, well, he didn't get me out of it to begin with, and if he would have, I wouldn't have held up my end of the bargain anyways. So now I just hope God keeps in contact. They say the best thing you can do to stay sober is to ask for help in the morning, ask God for help in the morning, and thank Him in the evening. I do that, and I'm not good at praying. I got two short prayers I try to say every day. When I get up, I say, please help me. And I think that God, that higher power, knows exactly who I am and exactly what I want. And at the end of the day, I just say thank you. Because for over 24 years, I haven't had a drink. I had to laugh. I quit drinking in the year 2000. And my wife said the only reason you did that is so that every year after that, you could remember how many years you got. So this is 24, and I got 24. I don't know if I did that on purpose, but it kind of works out nice. I can remember that better than I can remember a lot of other things. I know I play cards once in a while in the morning over at Corner Cafe, and I knew one guy there. I knew him most of my life, and he knew how I drank. And he asked me if it was hard to quit drinking. I said, sure it was. But I said, you know what? It was harder to keep drinking than it is to not drink. I said, there's so many things that I had to do to keep drinking. I said, there's hardly nothing I have to do so I don't drink. All I have to do is not pick that up. It's right there. I don't have. That's all I had to do. Couldn't figure it out. For 30, I don't know how long, 30 some years, I never figured that out. So with that, I'm just going to cut it a little short tonight. I'm just going to remind you again, I love each and every one of you, and I'm glad you're here. And I hope it works for you. It worked for me.
It's easier to get out of those chairs, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We had Alanon in here, and I sunk in these things for years.
Those chairs are comfortable, I'll say that much. On behalf of the group, John, I'd like to give you
Okay. Thanks. I got one of these for a while.
Okay. Okay, I'm Steve, I'm still an alcoholic.
Steve.
Hi, everybody. That was a good lead, John. I've heard your story a few times. Heard your lead a few times. I relate to several things that you did. I'll never forget my first hangover, drunk, whatever it was the 31st of December 1975. I was home from the military on leave, and that was the first time I ever got drunk in my life. And the next morning I woke up and my head was pounding like a bomb went off, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Well, I had to learn. It started somewhere, and that's what I did for the next 15 years. I drank. I was about 34, and then I was on the verge of throwing my military career away, and I'm not going to go into anything longer on that. But you touched on a lot of things. You know, when you come here to this program and you take it up and you start working it, your life does get it. Your life gets better. Not everything at once, but things do get better. And basically, your sobriety, and I've seen The quality of your sobriety is going to be how much effort you put into it. If you wanna half step and and around the program and not do anything, well, you'll probably find your ass out there. Drinking again. And, I was like you. I said, "Oh hell, I'll never go back." I'd always pray to the porcelain altar and say, "Never again. I don't want to. Never want to do it." The biggest bunch of bull in my life. I kept saying I didn't care, but eventually I did sober up, and a few 24 hours later, here I am. You know, I relate to a lot of the old timers when I first came back to Mercer County. In and around meetings I went to, a couple of guys that had longevity in the program. Tom D. from Lima, and and some other people, Gary, and they were all examples for me. I always try to learn something from them, and I look at it this way: if they can stay sober all those years and live a happy life and live a productive life and be good, then I sure as hell can. And I've done that. Life today is okay. I may not like everything that goes on, but I have to take it. I have to deal with I have to play the cards what I'm dealt with, and that's it. Um, that's all I've got. Thanks, John, for a good lead.
Thanks, Steve.
Meeting's open. Anybody wants to comment?
That's really, go ahead, man.
Thanks, John. I've heard you before. I use your story to with people I'm helping about getting off probation early.
Yeah.
I've done that for a couple of years now. I can relate to what you said when you said that you believe you're an alcoholic from birth. I definitely had some isms growing up, and it took what it took for me. It took every drop of alcohol I drank for me to get here. It just I like to say this program saved my life twice. Once in 2009 when I was trying to drink myself to death, and then again in 2018 when I realized that there's nothing alcohol can make better. If I make it till Tuesday, I'll have 6 years. I don't say that to impress anybody. I say that because it impresses the shit out of me. I'll pass.
Thanks, Richard.
My name's Tom, alcoholic.
Tom?
I want to thank John. That was as good a lead as the last one you gave. A little more, a little better. And I was glad I was here. And I'm glad you go to Alanon, because that helps your AA lead. Yeah. Thanks.
Took me a long time to figure out I needed Alanon also.
Yeah.
Steve Alcoholic.
Hi, Stevie.
Thanks, John, for your lead. And you mentioned you thought other people drank like you did. And I was the same way when I was younger. But we all partied pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
But I was the one that took it to the extreme. I don't know too many of my ex-drinking buddies that took it to where I did. But that kind of struck me when you said that because it's so true. And I'm glad I was here tonight to hear your lead. And I just can't imagine you as a drunk. I meet people at AA and I look at them and I say, I just can't imagine that person.
You'd be surprised if you had seen me drunk.
Yeah, and you're just such a nice guy. I enjoy your company. And thanks for
Wasn't always that way, was it, Dwayne?
I got a comment for that. I'm Dwayne, alcoholic.
Hi, Dwayne.
Well, back in the day, John was always the first one to sell at church because he never made her home from the bar. And never went to church. He was in the bar, though, after church was over because he woke up by then. But he owned that bar, by the way. One time I changed the TV channel and that drunk let me know about it and we didn't have some good words for one another because.
See, he only tells you the side of the story he wants you to hear.
Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
He didn't tell you that I was sitting there watching the show, and then he just came
Hey,
up and turned
who
the
was
channel.
commenting here anyhow?
I'm
Good lead,
commenting on
John.
your comments.
Lies, lies.
Good lead, John. We're a lot better people when we're sober than when we were drunk.
That is
Because
correct.
we were both Browns fans, but we didn't get along for some reason. Maybe I was that changed the channel, I guess. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
get along with all the
That's all I got. Thanks for the lead, John.
Thanks, Glenn.
German, I've always, I've heard you many times, you know, I like what you said, that slip, people come in and bring those slips, they don't know how powerful those slips are.
Yeah.
For every W, you had four numbers in the state of Ohio and Michigan, he said, don't ever underestimate Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's right.
You know, and even though you thought it was a bad day when it came, and you found it was the best day of your life.
Yeah, it was.
You know, you kept coming back, you know, and just, I don't know, life gets better, life goes on, you know, whatever happened, happened, you know. I don't have to drink over none of this stuff today, before every time I drank, I was in trouble, you know, and you know, you talk about that last drink, but I tell you what, I remember that first drink. Seems like that first drink when I was 17 years of age, everything changed. Something happened when I took that first drink. And it stayed the same until I took my last drink.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say, the hardest thing about not being an Alcoholics Anonymous, you see so many good people come here, they don't stay for the benefits. They want everything back right now. It takes time, you know, and you prove that with yourself. You know, so thank you for being my friend, John.
You know, I told somebody one time, I said, I wanted it all at once too. And he told me, he said, how long did you drink? I said, well, I don't know. I said 33 or 34 years or something. He said, you know what? He said, you went downhill all that time. He said, you might have to take that much time to get back up to where you was at. So you know what? I only got 10 years to go now.
Oh, Lord.
I don't think I'll make it that long.
Well, I hope you do.
Jim Alcohol.
God, Jim.
John, when you're steadfast in our program, you're always there, and your message is consistent, and it's straight AA, and it's a good message, and I'm always glad to see you in the meeting. Thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Marvin.
Don, heard you a few times, we've known each other for a while, I always enjoy seeing you, and it was good leading, thank you.
You know, I always said nobody's gonna run me away from AA. 'Cause I paid way too much money for this seat, and I'm keeping it. I told you I drive a truck, you know, when I first started, the first 15 years or so I was here, I went to all kinds of meetings. And then I got a job driving over the road. And now I'm only here 2 or 3 nights a week. And I tell you, that was a big deal. And that was hard. It's hard. I drive now. I have meetings. There's only one person at that meeting, and that's me. Well, 2, me and the steering wheel. But I have a lot of meetings by myself. But you know, I can always think about somebody else, you know. That old man there, he gives me shit all the time. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. And they talk about old timers, and them old timers, they had a different AA back then. And them guys, they were straight line and hardcore. But you know what I always said? Every one of them I met, if I'd asked for help, they would have bent over backwards to help me. And I know they would have. So, they just lived a different kind of AA than I did, that's all. I can be like them, or I can be like everybody else. And Steve, you better watch out, because as nice as I can be just as rotten.
I like it just the way you are.
Well, I think I'll stay that way.
Good.
I feel a lot better. I'm a lot happier.
Anybody else got anything to say?
I'm Karen, I'm alcoholic.
Karen?
Known you for a while,
Yeah?
and because of her pain in the ass girls, going up to Akron for a fucking boat.
I can't get over that one.
You know, we've had a lot of talks over the years.
Yeah.
You know, AA and you know, and the kids, and you know, and my girls still, or Lily and Rusty still talk about when they were little and they would come to the AA meetings.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, I just, it's been a long time, and I'm glad that I decided, you know, we decided to come to the meeting at, you know, kind of the last minute, and it was you giving the lead.
Good. I'm glad you're here.
Sucks you won't be there Sunday, but
All right.
I really, you know,
Baby
have,
shower.
yeah.
I ain't supposed to go to the baby shower.
Yes, you are. I'll be calling the wife and giving her the instructions.
You can
out
call
of
her.
what to do book.
You're gonna find out you called the wrong person.
John, I always remember when I first got into this program, how nice and welcoming you were. Just a normal guy, and I'm sure that I didn't deserve your friendship at the time. But I think through this program, I hope I've lived up to the kind of AA that you instill in everybody that's around you. And straightforward, steady. A lot of these young people that's in here can learn an awful lot. Well, I'd say Dwayne too, but you know that's not working out so good. Him learning a lot. I mean, just don't know what happens.
That's your age or IQ.
Glad to hear your lead. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Work in progress, asshole.
You know something I like about AA is like Karen said, we had AA, but we had a different. We got along. With something different in our lives.
Yeah.
And when I came in, there was a guy here, and he did a lot of the same things I did. I liked to hunt and fish and put tiles in the ground and and stuff. And when I met him, and we got along great, but we never talked about AA or alcohol. We always talked about the other things in our life, and we need that too.
Sure.
We're
still human.
You can't come here and just be AA. That's not going to work. You got to learn how to incorporate it into your life and incorporate your life into this. If you can do that, you can just sit there and be steady and shut up. Although I learned not to shut up no more.
There you go.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Who you hear here, what you see here, when you leave here, let it stay here. Close with the Lord's Prayer.
That's the bad part.
It's been a long time, so Dan needs to help.
Are you gonna move or I'm privileged. You what? I said I'm privileged.
Connect her up here a little bit.
Who kept us sober?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. Keep coming back, it works if you work it.
Thank everybody for coming tonight.
Take that off next time. You're in the Lord's house praying. Take it off. You go to church with on? You go to church with on? Just keep it on that account for me. Attaboy.
You don't need money.
Hey, you know, I do want to drive one weekend a month, and they said Berkmeyer's hogging it all up, we can't hire you. You better back it down, Tom.
Get a lead.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'll keep him awake, Tom.
Might be a short one, might be a long one, you never know. Sometimes I get real windy and I don't shut up.
Hey, let go and let God. Whatever's
That's
gonna
right.
happen.
I told her the first one I gave, I forgot I was given a lead, and I went over to St. Mary's, it was over there, and I come in and I was sitting there, and my sponsor come out and slapped me on the back, and he said, are you nervous? I said, why would I be nervous? Well, he said, you're giving your first lead, ain't you? And I thought, son of a bitch, I made notes all week and left them at home.
How did it come out? Pretty good?
All right, he said, what are you worried about? I said, well, and he said, who are you going to talk about? I said, me. Well, he said, you're the expert.
That's
Will
right.
they talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Well, you can, I guess, but
What time is it? That clock's wrong.
That's about right. 7:07.
Hey, Thank
be
you.
a little.
The room, but I guess they don't want to because it's AC's on it here. Oh, boy.
You're just miserable, man. You need a
I need a good strawberry daiquiri without the alcohol. That would be good.
Virgin daiquiri.
Why would you want
Virgin
that?
strawberry daiquiri.
Nothing wrong with virgin daiquiri.
I think
Leave the alcohol out of it.
virgin strawberry daiquiris.
This sounds so minor.
Well, John, if I make it to Tuesday, I made it to 6 years.
Oh, yeah? Well,
That's good.
early congratulations then.
I make it to the end.
Just don't take off to Texas or some other.
No, I usually tell people when I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I just don't just get on the plane. I gotta find a ride, so.
Hey, I didn't know you left last time.
Oh, you
God,
did?
you're gone.
Oh.
Yeah, fucker. I didn't think
Going
you'd
back
come
to
back.
Texas?
I knew he
No, I'm not
left,
going
I
back to
didn't know he
Texas,
was
Steve.
coming back.
Huh?
I knew he left, but I didn't know he was coming back.
Well, I knew you had a house here, but I didn't know what he was gonna do with it. And then you abandon it?
Well, he
Abandon
told me he
it?
was moving to
It
Texas.
blew up. What happened down in Texas blew up, right?
Let's just say things didn't go as I expected them to go.
Yeah. That's
It's alright though.
Yeah, you learned from it.
Learning experience.
When I die, I may not go to heaven. That was Tanya Tucker way back in '76.
Yeah, nobody cares.
What?
Said nobody cares.
You're right.
Oh, you're giving the lead, right? How long you been sober?
Just over 24 years.
That's good. And you go to Alanon meetings.
Yeah.
That's good. How's that work?
Worked so far.
How long were you sober before you started going to Alanon?
Oh, God. I've only been going to Alanon for a couple years.
Couple,
Yeah, I
3
didn't
years.
think very long.
About
Yeah.
3 years.
Huh?
About 3 years you've been going to Alanon.
3? I don't think it's been 3 yet.
Yeah, I don't
3 or
know.
4 years, yeah.
I think it's only about
You started
2
after I
years.
started coming around.
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I didn't do it right away when I
No.
think it's, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Might be going on 3 years.
I'm hearing you got,
I don't even remember.
you say you about 6 years in?
Surprised I remember when I came
6 years
here.
too.
Yeah, well.
Quite a few
It
months.
don't matter.
Remember why you keep coming
It's just
back.
a number.
St. Mary's.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a number. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Only thing means anything's what I did today.
August,
know what?
September. 2 years.
Other people's perception. But it's just one more
Oh,
day.
June's done for.
Oh, you
July and
got
August.
24 years?
September.
My wife said
That's
something
3
when I
years.
was going to get my 24-year token. And she said, are you excited? I said, no.
37.
Who are you?
She said, you're not excited? I said, no. I said, why should I be
37
excited? I said, It's just another
37
day.
this year.
Yeah, it's one more
It's-
day.
37 years
It's the
this year.
same sober day
Yeah, I'll
as
have
any other day
37
I had the
years in
last
September.
24 years.
Yeah.
I got up in the morning and I had to figure out how to stay sober that day.
You know what I did? Mom coming up on 35 years in
Uh-huh.
October. I bought my token.
You did.
I think it was a nice one.
Oh, you did?
I just did it because I wanted something nice for 35 years.
Well,
Just in case somebody screwed up my tokens in the green.
Brad, he gave me one of them. He punches the token out and you get the inside. You can
Oh,
see
Brad? Yeah, he
the
gave me
number
one.
and then you get a ring.
Yeah, I got a ring from
I
him.
put it on my keychain because I couldn't, the ring's too fat. I can't stand to have it on my finger.
Alright, well, yeah.
But I put it on my key ring. I got them both on my key ring.
hi, Paul.
My finger turned
How are you, sir?
black on the inside.
Yeah.
Probably all the sweat or something.
I put it on, I had it on for about 2 hours, and I took it off and I got the keychain. I thought, well, I'll put it with the other half.
All those cups. Hi, John.
Gary,
There, Steve.
Sure, I got something. Forgot tokens, I forgot the cups. Okay. So nobody's perfect.
I'm pretty close to,
Oh, man.
I'm pretty close to, remember that.
Here's your bottle.
Ready to drive.
Okay, when did you drunk it out?
Well, yeah, you don't want it, do you?
Might as well go right.
He was
Now you
figuring
threw
it
it away.
out. Fuck that,
You
Gary.
can't wait.
You didn't tell me
I
that.
said, I left my bottle.
You did
That's
on
all
the
I see.
Well,
No, you're not throwing one away. I got 20 of them at home.
I got on the phone.
It's a lot nicer in here than it is over
Yeah,
there.
it is. I'm glad. I didn't want to come over here, but now that I'm here, I didn't. Yeah, it's good.
I think when we fill up, we're gonna be able to hold everybody over here.
Yeah, we'll have to bring more chairs in.
Yeah.
We know where the chairs are,
Yeah, I think Gary does,
right over there. We'll just go over and get some.
There you are.
I'm here.
You've been here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hi, John.
How you
I
doing,
thought
Gary?
I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Good.
How's Jeannie doing?
All right.
You saying you had trouble? Problems?
Yeah. Got a girlfriend. He thought she was something and found out she was a lot less than something. And she had a goddamn ex-boyfriend or something.
Good, nice of him.
Yeah, it is.
About it.
Alright.
He got a,
A lot better than over there.
he got a lawyer or something. Get hold of that lawyer.
I drunk Bob off that.
If you wanna know how they
Boy.
die, I said, just call me and that fucking
Keep me away.
lawyer. I said, I'll give him a goddamn good lesson. But he never had a girlfriend before, so anything she wanted, like, he did.
See any
for her.
fireworks, Tom?
Then the first time.
I
he
stayed
did
home,
something,
watched my
she
TV a little bit.
I stay home too.
Last night, they're on the lake tonight, I think, aren't they?
I think Desi said Saturday.
What?
Saturday.
Salina Saturday.
Yeah, they'll be in Saturday. That'll be the Moose.
And then
Is
that
it?
other guy was
Moose,
there.
yeah.
Moose is doing
When they both
first
said
time
what
on.
he said, he hit her.
I thought they went last night, but I
I didn't see none last night. Seen a bunch of people, neighbors letting them off.
They were shooting them off in New Bremen, but it wasn't dark yet. Dog going crazy.
She had some stuff at our place.
I noticed some real wild ones in Salina.
She called all.
Last night, the neighbors were setting them up.
Get calmed down, set another one off, here you go again.
Setting in what's called.
Seems to be like that,
Yeah, I seen them like
You
them.
bring that there.
Let's
They
go
asked
like
who it was,
this.
they told her, they
That's
told
like a
me,
fizz.
we know all about her.
Yeah. That's what my neighbor was
We
shooting.
found out that guy.
Every once in a while, you see him shoot a bottle rocket.
Felonies and
One of them rockets.
they didn't have to worry about it.
How you doing? Richard?
Huh?
How you doing?
Oh, very well.
Stay out of trouble?
Yeah.
He can't stay out of
This is an
trouble.
honest program, Richard, don't
I'm
be
staying
lying.
out of trouble.
Richard's never in trouble. Except when the cops come knocking on his door at 7 o'clock.
Oh, Steve's sharing me. Oh, that's why you're sitting there.
What are you gonna give me?
24 hours.
Yeah.
Give you something to read.
Yeah, that was really good today. The reflections.
Reflections, yeah.
What are you gonna give me?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I don't care.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just,
we
Oh, it's
wouldn't
fine.
mind.
That's a coward.
You know Big Richard won.
God left.
huh?
Big Richard.
We control you.
He must
Yeah,
have won.
the preamble is to it.
You're learning to read, right? You're learning to read, okay. Listen to those tapes and you'll learn
Oh,
something.
no, no, she's
Then I
so nice.
understand English
He
better.
said, no, he
I
said,
have,
make sure you listen
I
to
have
me.
these plans at home.
Is it
That
new?
Paul
You know, and try to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
him, he said, you don't really listen.
It's on that disc I gave you too. It does stuff, you know, us stuff.
I need some coffee.
So, I guess it'll be all right, I don't know. That lawyer said she said, I haven't been.
What's your name?
Corky.
Corky. I can never remember that.
Well, he'll sort it out.
Corky.
At least that's what she thinks. I don't know if she will or not.
Well, I thought it was
You
Jorge,
never
so.
know.
Yeah, it's Corky.
It is?
Not for sure.
Oh.
Jorge.
Jorge.
Oh, I'm stupid. It's like Corky. Jorge. Hey, Marvin.
A little tired.
Hey, Marvin. How you
Marvin.
doing?
Well, I can remember that. Jorge,
Something up
yeah.
there for you to read.
Yeah, I remember Marvin too.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Marvin. How are you?
That's fine fish.
Richard, how you doing?
Marvin.
How you doing, Mark?
Shake my hand. Never shook my hand yet.
How we doing, Marvin?
Good, how you doing?
That Andy Griffin rubbed
Hi.
off on us. Oh, Andy Griffin.
Thomas, how we doing?
Pretty good. How are you,
Yeah,
sir?
I shook the hand of Andy Griffin.
Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Richard.
Did he?
Shook the hand of Andy
Hey,
Griffin.
John.
Really?
Or Steve. You said there's something up here?
Yeah, right there.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's your day going, Marvin?
So far, so good. I took half a day off work today, so I had to work half a day.
That's good.
So I had yesterday off for the holiday, and then took half a day off today, so had a shorter week.
I worked in the factory when that was on Thursday. We just took Friday off, but we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off.
Yeah, I should've took the whole day.
And that's too damn long, then you go back to work on Monday. You wish you weren't there.
We used to say when I was in the Marine Corps, you needed a 96 to recover from a 96.
I've heard that one before.
You're nasty.
General Motors, if you plan
96 to recover from a 96.
$35 an hour.
Yeah. That was like.
Pandemic, they said they
He's
just
career
couldn't
military.
cope.
Huh?
Guys
He's
were wondering
until
we'd be able to
career
ask
military.
That's right.
how they want more money.
He was in the Marines, what years?
Me, 97 to 2001.
I gotta work tomorrow, but that's okay.
What are you doing tomorrow, Steve?
7:30 in Tip City tomorrow. So no big deal. Get this done, go over to the yard, hook the truck up, get the load back.
That just sounds so badass, man. I can't see you doing it.
I'm going to the yard.
That too. Hooking that truck up. You good at it?
That's one thing I gotta do tomorrow. I gotta mow the yard.
Get your roof on yet?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, got it on. It's on. Next project to be done
Who
is
did it for you?
Jason Williams.
Well,
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
that Evan's been doing a lot of them.
Who?
Evans?
I got Mike Deuce. Well, Mike Deuce
What, you
is.
gonna put the roof on your house?
I already had it done. I got Mike Deuce coming in probably in a couple of weeks. He's gonna do. I'm kind of surprised to see such a small.
Sit over that sub button.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kinda surprised to see such a small
That sun
turnout.
gets you on this side.
Yeah, that's right in my eyes.
I'm kinda surprised to see such a small turnout
Which way
tonight.
you reading?
Normally it's been, normally,
Preamble.
Got a couple more stragglers coming in.
Tuesday.
Only one.
Hey.
Went
Hey,
up.
Russ. Hi, Russ.
All right.
Russ, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright.
Hi, Nate.
Tommy.
Some Nate,
How's it going?
Good, Marvel Man.
You 78, right? We copied each other.
I bought them today too. I
Richard,
needed
Richard?
a couple new pair of shorts, so
You
you
guys just keep
inspired
sitting
me.
next to each other, I won't forget your name.
Huh?
What's up, buddy?
My shorts are you?
I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised there's not more
On the wrong side.
11.90.
No, that clock.
No, not the clock, it's the, I was out here last week and that air conditioner blew right on my feet.
Back here.
Oh, yeah.
Hand down there. It's like, oh, well, there's.
Should've went in the other room.
They're so wearable.
I should've went to the other room.
See the picture I sent you of them? Yeah, because my parents.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah. But they were
Somebody wanna do tokens?
I found this open spot.
Kevin, you wanna do tokens?
I was
You wanna do
I
it?
was sitting behind the tech people, so there was the sound, there was the lighting, and I was like, I had this big open spot right in front of me.
Tony.
So I was able to get good video footage, photos, and then
Hello.
we just went
Shake my hand, Tony.
yesterday, but I think it was the day before, we went here for the red, white, and blue.
Good, good, good.
We went for the red, white, and blue festival.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
thought it was gonna
Yo.
rain. Had it inside the high school over here at Coldwater, and they had the Hotel California from Toronto, Canada, their tribute band of the Eagles.
You set off fireworks?
How do there, young man?
See that fireworks?
Yeah, I gotta bring it.
Tomorrow night, I think. Tomorrow night. Yeah, they're from Toronto, Canada, they're an Eagles tribute band. They travel the country, they're amazing. So I had to leave early, so I had to be at work like 1 in the morning. It was after 10, and then we were gonna play 2 o'clock. So my daughters got to meet them, and got to take them with them, and then they signed up for cars. So I got all our guys out. They did not sound no different. They, the one guy was doing Joe Austin.
That's Dan White. Been over here, where you been?
Since the holidays. Over there.
All over.
That's your job.
I'm gonna be
You're
there
the one
Tuesday.
smoking.
I'll be
How
up
are
there.
you? You looking forward to Sunday?
Alright, I'll be there.
I'm not coming.
Oh, you're not coming at all?
I just went around to the front right where the sign of the
Noon's
church.
fine.
Yeah.
Noon's fine.
Checked it.
You're not gonna
Noon's
be,
fine, we can be playing cards by noon.
you're not gonna be
I'm
there?
not gonna be playing, go over there and sit in this.
I'm gonna sit right here.
Get up.
Sit there.
Gosh, if I knew you two were coming, I just would have hitched a ride.
So we do. I wish the game that might be a little infringement on your.
Greg,
Right.
My roads are.
Gotta come
I
right,
haven't
Bert.
seen you for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna
How are you?
I had to put black
I
marker
told
on my
you.
head.
See fireworks last
They
night,
didn't get
Kevin?
along.
My last one.
Oh, when one of the guys there, none of the confused.
Since I got my.
I got one
You gonna wear it all?
over the field.
Chairs in
Oh,
there.
I do put it in the closet.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said mine.
That's what I thought. But she said they
I'll
did.
give it to you tomorrow. Where you gonna be?
Parents or.
Well, yeah.
Not tomorrow. Okay, Sunday.
I'll make sure.
The second part of it,
How
yeah.
much is it this year?
I need to watch
I don't
that.
know.
I see
I wore it. I think I
pregnancy.
wore it.
So I was watching that
But I
night.
didn't get a sweater.
First season of it, like action picture, Kunas, Topher, and Girl Ray Connor, they all show back up. Brad and
Gary's not
Brad and
coming
Girl Ray Kitty, good executives.
He's like, home
Gary's not coming either.
But Fez is back, and then the second one, Leo's actually not
It's
coming.
too early.
I know, they
Not for him.
The person that portrays his son,
looking at him, Christ, his legs are only about that big
Shane
around.
Softball.
He's doing it the 26th. I got an open date.
Yeah, wait till you see that second part.
There.
Don't you guys?
He's back.
Take your seat.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Oh, no,
What?
something Dwayne's famous.
Probably
Probably took a poop over there and left a little drop.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I tell you what, now.
You sit in a bad seat, Karen.
Hi there, how we doing?
Sit in a bad seat.
no shit.
You don't wanna get up.
You got couches like this to pick on? Nice
Even better than these. Tuesday will all be empty, and Friday I'm getting it shampooed and Scotch guarded and start all over.
He said you better have donuts.
You come till noon, we ain't having donuts, probably having lunch.
No, that was
Gary will be there for donuts.
We are having a revolt.
Gary said I just want an 8 sandwich, and I'll have that from town, or from
Okay,
the
so
quick
that
stop.
wasn't scheduled, it wasn't like a emergency thing?
See what you're missing out on the staying in bed?
Monday night at the concert.
You better text me your address, I don't care.
Wednesday, we had that over there.
He's 3 houses.
You can't miss me, I'm gonna take Fashion on North End, you miss me, you'll see a moving truck.
Where you
New York and Lima, aren't you? East side.
No, we can grab all, we can do, we can go Walmart.
You got the damn Broncos there, playing baseball. It's baseball season.
Hey,
The clock ain't. The clock. I got 3 minutes.
Yeah, both of them, and I'm like, nah, I'm good, so I just got a
Too far, yeah.
That, yeah, exactly. No, I tried that a few times in school and it never worked very well. Now, was that a serious no or a joke? Oh, you didn't do that? Yeah? A lot of truth to that. So I guess, that's exactly what about Maria, so I guess she's got a lot going on.
Well, look who's back. Hi, Brad. Will. Hi, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
How's your neck, man?
How you doing, Greg?
10 days.
No kidding.
Well, right.
Good, how are you?
How's the jogging going?
Real good.
How many miles yesterday?
3.1.
You doing good?
I left the phone home too, I left that there.
Hanging in there.
Halfway down.
Jeez, Craig, if I knew you were coming, I wouldn't have drove my van. I would have just walked over and walked from the house over to your house somehow. Just
A mile later, I passed the sheriff.
Oh, wait, no, I can park my van in your driveway.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's why I keep my car.
That is not that close. Not that close.
Yeah, but
It's
you
on the
know
other
where
side of
I
that
am.
cornfield.
I think you want a cookie?
No cookie? Greg don't want a cookie?
You don't stay in this kind of excellent shape.
Oh, bullshit.
I can get my feet up off the stairs to the fire.
I tell you, I get him.
Yeah, they came back and make it at last. They actually did go on that before that I wanted the VIP pass for. They used it up. That was worth good with this one. Even if they didn't use it, they would have brought it back. I don't care. It's not like I was going to lose it.
We got some prettier ones.
Oh, you did? Oh. You gotta step your game up.
You don't like them? Greg, don't you
I
like
gave
them?
Lily a pair when they came back from Myrtle Beach.
Don't you like them, Greg?
Oh, yeah, they're great.
I was gonna say, don't say no or you'll be gone.
You can't throw somebody out of AA because they don't
Well, he's got his anniversary coming, and then he's got
Hey, Travis,
Travis
Let it rock.
They asked if I could take
Let it roll.
Good.
Good.
I didn't realize we had.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Friday night meeting of AA in Coldwater, Ohio. My name's Steve and I'm an alcoholic.
Steve.
Let's open the meeting with the serenity prayer. God,
God,
grant me serenity to accept
the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know
the difference. Amen. Richard, read the preamble, please.
I'm Rick and I'm an alcoholic.
Richard.
I'm an alcoholic anonymous fellowship of people who share their experience, faith, and hope with each other, staying sober with a common thought, and help others recover from alcohol. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no fees or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through an investigation. AA is not about highlight any set AA is not highlight any set denominated politics or institution does not wish to be represented. Neither endorse this nor oppose any cause. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics. Peace and love.
Thanks, Richard. The other Richard.
I'm Richard Alcoholic. How it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping the well-being manner of living which depends on rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to anything to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these we fought. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we begged you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and there was always knowing to let go, absolutely. Remember that we did with alcohol. Cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. There is one who has all power. That one is God, may you find him now. Half measures avail us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked your protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took with our suggestions as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe the power greater than ourselves could restore sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to commend them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice principles in all our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, what an order, I can't go through with it. Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down in Grace of Progress, we claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter of the agnostic, our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we are alcoholics, can amend our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. C, that God could and would if he were sought.
Thank you, Richard.
Marvin.
My name's Marvin, I'm an alcoholic.
Marvin.
The promises, the spiritual life is not a theory, we have to live it. Unless one's family expresses a desire to live according to spiritual principles, we think we ought not urge them. We should not talk incessantly to them about spiritual matters. It will change in time. Our behavior will convince them more than our words. We must remember that 10 or 20 years of drunkenness would make a skeptic out of anyone. There may be some wrongs we can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we would write them if we could. Some people cannot be seen. We send them an honest letter. And there may be a valid reason for postponement in some cases, but we don't delay if it can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile or scraping. As God's people, we stand on our feet. We don't crawl before anyone. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we'll be amazed before we're halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. Our feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises?
We thank God.
They are things fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
Thanks, Marvin. Tom?
I gave it to
Oh, Dwayne.
I gave it to Dwayne.
Dwayne's an alcoholic.
Hi, Dwayne.
12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, least problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but it may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relation policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at level of press, radio, and films. 12. Anonymity is a spiritual foundation of all of our traditions ever remind us to place principles before personalities.
Thanks, Dwayne. Gary?
Want me to read? Want me to read?
Yeah.
I'm Gary, an alcoholic.
Gary.
July 5th, AA thought for the day. Until we came into AA, most of us had tried desperately to stop drinking. We were filled with the delusion that we could drink like our friends. We tried time and again to take it or leave it, but we could do neither. We always lapsed into ceaseless, unhappy drinking. Families, friends, employers threw up their hands in hurt, bewilderment, in despair, and finally in disgust. We wanted to stop. We realized that every reason for drinking was only a crazy excuse. But I've given up every excuse for drinking. Meditation for the day. Many things can upset you, and you can easily get off track. But remember that God is near you all the time, ready to help you if you call on Him. You cannot forever stand against God's will for you, nor can you forever upset God's plan for you in life. Even though God's plan may be postponed by your willfulness and deliberate choice of evil. The whole world of men and women cannot permanently change God's law nor His purpose for the universe. The sea of life may look very rough to us, but we can believe that our captain steers the boat on a straight course. Prayer of the day, I pray that I may try to steer a straight course. I pray that I may accept God's direction in my life's journey.
Thanks, Gary.
And, Paul?
Hi, everybody. I'm Paul, the alcoholic.
Oh,
sufficient. They failed utterly. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 45 and 85. I hear talk of the weak-willed alcoholic, but I am one of the strongest-willed people on earth. I now know that my incredible strength of will is not enough to save my life. The problem is not one of weakness, but rather of direction. When I, without falsely diminishing myself, accept my honest limitations and turn to God's guidance, my worst faults become my greatest assets. My strong will, rightly directed, keeps me working until the promises of the program become my daily reality. That's it.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Um, Russ.
Hey, Russ.
Here in Coldwater on Friday
Brandon.
nights, we give out tokens for recognition of lengths of sobriety. The first token we give out is a 24-hour token. Is there anyone here for their first meeting since their last drink or coming back from a little research? That means a 24-hour token. All right. Is anybody here celebrating 1 through 6 months? How about celebrating 11 months? Anybody celebrating any years? Anytime they'd like to have recognized. All right. Well, if you haven't had a drink today, give yourself your high power hand.
Couple of announcements, if I can remember. July 19th is the, oh boy.
You got a photo here, Steve, at all.
There we go. Been that way all day. Okay. 68th Annual Ohio State Convention at the Hilton Hotel Cleveland, at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Cleveland, Independence, Ohio, it's the 23rd through the 25th. If you want to go, there's a flyer here. District 23, Casey Geiger, 23 gathering, August 17th at the Casey Geiger Park. That's over there off of Greenville Road in St. Mary's. Use east entrance and park by basketball courts. Shelter house by pickleball courts. Meet a new needed one. Bring a covered dish and a friend. Hamburgers, hot dogs, pop and water provided. Cornhole, mini golf, and disc golf, whatever disc golf is. New Bremen AA meeting anniversary, Monday, August 5th. They will have pizza, be having pizza to celebrate 20 years for the group. Soft drinks and waters will also be provided. Food and fellowship meeting at noon. Okay. First annual District 30 Old Timers Panel Picnic and Sobriety Countdown is Saturday, August 24th. Meadow Park Church, 2425 Bethel Road, Columbus. Bring a side dish to share. Annual Summer Bash at Pine Lake, Saturday, July 20th, 4640 West State Route 218. Meet at the park at noon. Park opens at 10. Swim or don't swim, play, hang out with friends. Fellowship is free. Start the grill about 2. Meat provided. Bring drinks in a covered dish. If anybody wants to swim, the cost is $7 for kids from 4 to 9, and anybody over 10 is $9. Okay. And if I don't know if they're booked full or not, but there's a recovery retreat at the St. John's Spiritual Center, St. John, 2365 St. John's Road, Maria Stein. Friday, July 19th through Sunday, July 21st. Language of the Heart, presented by Scott Eft. If you want to go or rent a room, there's a flyer here on that. And that is that. Does anybody else have any announcements for the good
Commercial
of?
alcoholic. Sunday, August 4th, we're gonna have a regular district meeting at the Jabez House in Salina at 1:15. That's for GSRs, home and GSRs, anybody who's service thing.
Any other announcements? We have literature up here. If anybody needs a book, let me know. Or if somebody who's a member of their Coldwater, their home group, will let us know and we'll get you something. That brings us to what we're here for tonight. The person I've asked to give a lead tonight, and I've known this guy, quite a few, 24 hours. I've heard his lead on a couple occasions. He's got a good lead, a good message, and one thing him and I both have in common, we both drive a truck for a living, so that's about it, that's one thing we got. Other than that, the other thing is we're both alcoholics and we're just recovering one day at a time. With that, I'll give you John Salina.